Utari wa muciari ni urafatarania tabarĩra-inĩ ĩno.
Another Tuesday. Welcome to the biggest Gen Z show in the 254. Ama kuna ingine? Hakuna. This is the Gen Z Manifesto live on K24 TV and Kameme TV. My name is Majibu Kitsao. Mwenzangu, my co-host Charlotte Kibet ameenda kupanga kazi kwingine kidogo, lakini majaliwa next week on Tuesday tutakuwa na yeye same place same time. Sasa leo ni mbaya. Tunaongelea kitu yenye is deeply rooted in our society. It is actually one of the reasons as to why Gen Zs walijitokeza kwa streets, wakaenda wakaandamana, corruption. Na ndio maana leo tunauliza, wewe unatuwatch hapo nyumbani, hii corruption tunafix aje kama Mbogi? Swali unaona hapo, tunafix aje corruption kama Mbogi? Interact with us through our social media platforms on X, Facebook, hadi WhatsApp. Namba WhatsApp ndio hiyo hapo. Tunakuuliza tunafix aje corruption kama Mbogi? Tuma feedback, tutakuwa tunazipitia tukiendelea na show. Sasa show ya majenzi haiwezi kamilika bila kukuwa na majenzi, na leo niko na Mbogi ingine mwecheche sana. Niko nao hapa, na pia pale mbele niko na kikosi yenye pia baadaye watakuwa wanatuchambulia kabisa in details hii corruption tunaifixaje kama Mbogi. Uliona juzi kitu yenye ilikuwa introduced juzi tu, hata mwaka haijaisha washaiba 11 billion. Jamani, yaani wanaibia mpaka wagonjwa. Haya, tuanze hapa. Kiongozi, utatuambia jina lako ni nani, alafu pia utuambie hii corruption tunafixaje kama Gen Zs? Katu, wewe ni mheshimiwa leo bana.
Okay, thank you. Naitwa Oscar Milimo. Thank you for having me today. I'm a construction project manager by profession. Tumekuwa tukiongelelea hii mambo ya corruption as if it's a natural disaster to us. You know, something like rain, kitu yenye it just happens to us. But want us to understand that corruption is a system that has been developed over time. Now, for us to end this corruption, we have to end it over time. 3 things I will suggest or give for us to do, and when you follow these shifts, you're going to end corruption. But before that, most of the times when during the day when you look at our screens, utapata tu kwamba we are only having headlines of only scandals. But rarely do we see places kwenye kutakuja kuseme today we had this particular person, account zake zilikuwa frozen because of alikuwa involved in corruption. Now, for us to end this corruption, because the system imekuwa developed for a while, we have to do it this way. First of all, we have to make the cost of being involved in this corruption very expensive or very costly. You know, talk about times, for example, when a person is involved in construction, you see many times that akikuja, when they are found guilty, the portion that they stole, they are judged in court, we require a lesser amount than what they stole. So at the end of the day, utapata kwamba gain from what they the corruption that they did.
Unasema msee anashikwa ameiba billions of money, alafu akienda anaachiliwa na bond ya like 30 million.
30 million.
Aya, shikilia hapo. Acha tusonge hapo mbele. Naona kiongoza na check hapo, anaitwa Kelvin mwenyewe. Tuambie pia wewe, how do we fix corruption kama Gen Z saa hii in this country? Because ni kitu yenye sidhani kama tumemanage the past few years.
Asanteni sana kwa kunipa hii fursa. My name is Kelvin Oma, and I'm a researcher and also a certified monitoring and evaluator. So for me, is to make the corruption aspect very expensive, very, very expensive. As far as at now, in this country, corruption is very cheap. It's very cheap to an extent that you can see it starting even kwa barabara tu. But then when you make it expensive to an extent that even neighbor wako akifanya the same thing, inakuwa expensive for them, then I think we will be able to resolve it. And then lastly, one important thing that I'm noting is many of leaders in Kenya, you find at some point, walikuwa na some aspect of corruption allegations. So the moment you elect them, even though they seem to be good, but that trace ya corruption is still within them. So when they get into power, ni kama wana effect on it. That is where you see those who did small scandals when they were back then in back years, they are now doing major scandals and they walk away with it. Thank you.
Shukran. Leaders, tusichague tu leaders juu nini, tunawachagua tu hivi. Amesema point ya maana sana that wale wenye tunawachagua in these leadership positions, tuna make sure that their past ni clean. Aya, songesha mic, akona mic yake hapo, hii rudisha hapa kidogo. Kiongozi, tuambie pia how do we fix corruption? Kwanza wanakuita nani?
Shukran sana. My name is Samuel Mureithi Kahinga, born in Laikipia County, studied in Laikipia County, then to Nyeri, came to Nairobi to further my studies. Well, in Nairobi I found a system. I was welcomed to a system that is so corrupt, university systems that do not work. Unajiuliza ilifikaje tuk ikakuwa na deni ya more than 10 billion. Like, what kind of system are we living in? So it's all about corruption. And now when we go deep down to the roots, unapata corruption inaanza pale home. Whenever unapata one child is favored more than the other, unaingia kwa barabara zetu. The police department, those people are collecting bribes every day. Ukiangalia the report released by EACC, 2025, that police department ina collect 3.3 billion per month na ni corruption. Hizo ni bribes. That is corruption. Tunakuja now to the greater levels where the system is manipulated. We said that digitization is one of the ways to curb corruption. But look at SHA, a digitized health insurance system. It has been manipulated. People are going with billions of money, 11 billion. Hiyo ni pesa inafaa kufund masomo ya wase wengi sana.
Na hapo kwa 11 billion, unajua hadi Talanta pia walisema ni 11 billion. So unajiuliza kwani ni kitu yenye walipanga that tunaiba hii this amount of money do ipotea ama ni nini?
So I don't know what they are doing, but these people, the leaders we elect, they are greedy. They are, kuna impunity, and also as a society tumekubalia wase wachukue tudo because tunasema mse ameiba, but tunasema ni wetu, hatutamguza. You see, such kind of narratives we should negate from such kind of narratives, because the moment tumesema this guy haijalishi ni wa Mlima, ni wa Mombasa, ni wa wapi, ni sisi wote kama wa Kenya na the Gen Zs tunaumia.
Safi kiongozi, tukuje hapa pia wewe wanakuita nani, alafu pia tuanze nao swali tumuuliza wengine, how do we fix corruption kama Gen Zs?
Okay. Thank you. My name is Jeff Mwendwa. I'm a champion for youth governance. For me, I believe the most that we can do to make the cost of corruption expensive is to make sure that when someone is found with corruption cases, they are not given the option of fines and bails. The cost of corruption must be life imprisonment or going to jail. Because in this country, we have had someone who was fined 800 million for corruption, and they were able to raise that money. So until this country has a face of leaders that we know of who are in jail, until we see a family lose their father, their mother, auntie, uncle, go to prison because they stole money, we will never beat corruption.
Safi. Yes. Wacha ni before wanaume mmeongea sana. Patia Mike baby girl hapo pia tuambie. Wanasema that one of the main key areas za curb corruption ni to make the cost of corruption very expensive. Number one, the kind of leaders we elect in these leadership positions. We had a presidential candidate, Professor George Luchiri wa Jakoya. Alikuwa amepeana proposal kwa manifesto yake that kama umeshikwa na any corruption scandal unakuwa hanged upside down hapo huru paka hapo. Do you think that tunafaa tulete sheria kama hizo to ensure that our leaders wanakuwa accountable?
Thank you so much. My name is Ashley Wanjiku, a student at Kenyatta University. And the first way to curb corruption, I think, is by identifying the problem. Like right now, my heart is really bleeding when I'm thinking of a certain stadium being built somewhere, costing over 44 billion Kenyan shillings, yet the health sector is bleeding, yet the education sector is bleeding, yet our roads are very poor actually. So when you look at this infrastructure that is being created to host the AFCON, right, in 2027, I'm not saying that Kenya is not supposed to be socially up, because, you know, it will give us global, yeah. So, but tell me why the Auditor General stated that 35 billion was the amount of money that was supposed to build this stadium. But how comes it's 45 billion? That's a variant of 10 billion Kenyan shillings, right? Yeah. And this money could have elevated our education sector and SHA. And you've also said they have embezzled almost 11 billion Kenyan shillings, which saw the over 30 private hospitals being closed down, you see? So the first way is to identify what is happening. And also you start by telling yourself, am I corrupt? Venye nimekuja hivyo kutoka Thika Road hadi hapa nimelipa mtu chai. You start by you. And also, as my friends have said, that we should make the cost of corruption very expensive. The other day, the court ruled that immediately the EACC, that is Ethic and Anti-Corruption Commission, that was enacted in 2010, Article 78, right? So it stated that immediately they find you to be a corrupt person, you're given 6 months for you to be utterly punished by the law of Kenya. And also the leaders, if you're going to choose leaders, let us choose leaders who are not corrupt, who don't have corruption stains. Okay, thank you so much.
Shukran. Kiongozi, sasa nikuje kwako, ako na mic. Pia wewe jina, alafu tuambie, wengine wamesema hapa that corruption tusiangalie pia huko juu. Unajiangalia wewe mwenyewe kiundani wewe mwenyewe. Wewe ukikuja hapa leo kuna cheo ulipeana mahali?
Let me start by me introducing myself. I'm Moses Nyanduga, a student at JKUAT and a public policy analyst. I'll tell this to my friends. Kenya is a democracy, and the framers of the constitution is very clear. Everything works on and with policies. We have 3 arms of the government in this country: the judiciary, executive, and the legislature. Judiciary is the body which is constitutionally mandated to carry out the fight and wage a serious war against corruption. The first problem we have as a country in the fight against corruption is that judiciary has been dominated by the executive. So our cabinet ministers, our cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, they'll misuse public resources with a clear view in mind that even if they'll be presented to various courts, wataachwa tu hivyo, nothing serious will take place. And number 2, corruption in counties can be based on structured political outfits. For instance, if you go to Luo Nyanza, the dominant political party is ODM. If you go to Mount Kenya, currently as we speak, it is DCP, which is just a branch of UDA, because all of them belong to that at the end of the day. You find a situation whereby during party nominations, our party leaders, who again doubles to be our political and ethnically kingpins, at the end of the day, what they do, they don't give certificates to eligible, competent, and ethnically not contaminated leaders. They give their friends, who at the end of the day, they have something in return once they go there. And lastly, if you allow me, we have a problem with IEBC. The Constitution of Kenya, Chapter 6, is clear: leadership and integrity. Majority of these people we see in parliament, majority of these people in the executive, and who hold other public offices, there are people who have had corruption cases before. And the question will remain, these people, walipass vetting stage ya IEBC in 2022, aje? Because Constitution is clear. We have eligibility criteria for somebody to be allowed to be an office holder in this country. So if we can fix all this, then I think as a country we'll be moving into the right direction, because our culture as it stands today, we are in the process of arresting small thieves and electing big thieves into public offices.
Safi kiongozi, pitisha mic hapo mbele yako kwa Kelvin kidogo hapo. Nikuulize, yes tunaongelelea that tunafaa to make cost of corruption ikue high kidogo. Sawa, watapelekwa kwa court. Kuna hiyo fine kubwa, basi tuseme wamepigwa fine kubwa sana as a result of their different scandals zenye wamefanya. Lakini at the end of the day, ni kesi ngapi zenye like kiongozi mwenye ameshikwa na very big corruption scandal akiingia kwa koti na hata kufungwa? Yes, kuna wenye walilala ndani kidogo lakini baadaye wanaachiliwa. Kama hii shida inaendelea mpaka kwa judiciary, tufanye nini? Because tuta point out, yes tutasema ni huyu amehusika na looting this amount of money, as the constitution ina recommend ameenda kwa court of law, lakini ameenda pia huko ameachiliwa. Tufanye nini?
Thank you. That is why for me I'm really advocating for a benevolent leader who can be strict enough to point out when there is wrong and not just to give speeches. We want leaders who are able to stand out and say, this Chief Justice is corrupt, this judge is corrupt, this MP is corrupt. And if they say that, they take the measures to initiate the proper mechanism for ensuring that those people brought in jail. And perhaps one of the good examples that I've seen is in all the manifestos that we've seen since independence, there is only one presidential candidate that has been able to point out clearly and make it expensive to do corruption. So yes, we can do it, but then we need to elect a leader who is really, really strict.
Safi, anaitwa Kelvin. Sasa nimekuahidi niko na kikosi hii side na pia niko na kikosi. Tunafaa kuchukua a short commercial break, lakini tukirudi conversation itakuwa inaendelea. We are asking how do we face corruption kama Gen Zs. We are live on K24 TV and Kameme, continue sending in your feedback. Tutakuwa tunazipitia right after this short commercial break.
True understanding requires more than a headline. The People Daily app delivers our trusted in-depth journalism directly to you. Get comprehensive reporting, insightful political analyses and special features optimized for your life on the go. Get the stories that deserve your attention wherever you are. The People Daily app. News that moves with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, karibu kwa vibe genje za Kenya. Hizi ni zetu.
Beba kwa zile shaglasi uchapa ndio fomi jipe na watu wa moke
Pia usisahau
kuna ile uaga ni zufala umbwakni yenye inabamba raia. TikTok ama uende jehanamu. Nyende jehanamu samaki ya matope.
Hapa ndio home za madomo zina donjo, yani sherehe ni sheria na sherehe ni lazima.
Naambiaje?
Ndio ile place wa Kenya hutambulika ni wa Kenya.
Tunasemaje?
Karibu milele
100% Kenya.
Zetu baba.
Boda iko loud 100% Kenyan. Tunawakilisha milele.
Waigua firigio hatiri undu tangaja ni ngarangano cia mathako matiganite. Kuma icagi-inĩ nginyagia ngathĩ ya gĩbũrũri.
Amelipiga bali amelificha.
Na nja wa itoka cia bũrũri.
He's done it again!
Finding Vinicius Junior. Oh, that is magnificent.
Na ti kũngĩ nĩ gũkũ gwa Kameme TV thĩinĩ wa tabarĩra ya Extra Time.
Through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
Nyitanagĩra na ng'ang'a wa nyokabi o mũthenya wa kana kwambĩrĩria thaa 4 cia ũtukũ tabarĩra-inĩ ya Extra Time.
Kuma rĩrĩa bũrũri wagĩire na wĩyathi, maũndũ macenjagia rĩrĩa mũgambo wa mũingĩ wahĩmbĩrio nĩ atongoria na thirikari.
Gĩthomo-inĩ,
ũrĩmi-inĩ,
wonjoria-inĩ,
ũgima wa mwĩrĩ,
o hamwe na ũteti.
Na nĩkĩo gũkũ gwa Kameme TV tũrĩnyitanagĩra nawe o mũthenya wa mwambĩrĩrio thaa 1 nginya thaa 4 cia hwaĩ-inĩ tabarĩra-inĩ ya Baratha ya Kameme TV. Tukirunga uria mawatho mitaratara ona ũteti wagĩrithagia kana kũhotomia mamwe ma maũndũ maya.
Ũrĩmi nĩguo mũnyiginyigi wa gũkũra gwa bũrũri wa Kenya, ũkĩnyita itemi rĩnene harĩ ũtonga waguo. Na korwo ũrĩmi wakinyanĩrio na kĩo hatarĩ kũrora riũa, haha nĩho ciringi ĩkomete.
Mũrori wa Kameme TV, ĩno nĩ tabarĩra ya Kayũ ka mũrĩmi harĩa tũgũthomithagia maingĩ megiĩ ũrĩmi na ũrĩithi na maũndũ matiganĩte. Ti mũgũnda waku na mahiũ maku nĩ magũkũhe gĩa kũrĩa na gĩa kũnyua na matigie kĩndũ mũhuko.
Kayũ ka mũrĩmi nĩ tabarĩra ĩrĩ kũgunaga we mwĩroreri harĩ gũkũrehera njĩra itiganĩte cia ũrĩmi, ũrĩmi wa kĩmerera na ũrĩmi wa kĩrĩu, harĩ ũrĩa ũngĩthondeka ũtonga kuma tĩri-inĩ o gĩcunjĩ gĩothe kĩa mũgũnda kĩrĩa ũngĩkorwo nakĩo.
Na twakinya gũkũ kabuti-inĩ check, kobokobo-nĩ check, hatirĩ ũtanganja kana gĩtũmi kĩngĩgiria gũtarĩrie maingĩ megiĩ ũrĩmi wa mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ. Twarana nani.
Nyitanagĩra na Bataru wa Mwagĩro mũthenya wa gatatũ thaa 1:30 nginyagia thaa 2 cia hwaĩ-inĩ, akĩrika gũgũtarĩria maingĩ megiĩ ũrĩmi na umithio wa ciringi yaguo. Na haha to kũrĩma tu, nĩ kũrĩma gũkumia. Nĩ gũkũ gwa Kameme TV, mũthĩgi wa rũrĩrĩ.
Hihi wina kĩũria kana woni wĩgiĩ ũmemerekia wa Kameme TV? Twandĩkĩre woni waku kũhĩtũkĩra Facebook @Kameme TV Kenya, X @Kameme TV Kenya, na twandĩkĩre email kũhĩtũkĩra info@mediamax.co.ke. Kameme TV, mũthĩgi wa rũrĩrĩ.
Welcome back. This is the Gen Z Manifesto. Nimewambia tuko live on K24 and Kameme TV. Sasa nikuje side nyingine. Fidel, umesikia venye umeongea on how we can curb corruption in this country. But nikuulize, sai the number of prosecutions na arrest labda zenye zimefanyika, do you think they reflect real accountability ama ni numbers too?
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So to answer your question, I think they don't reflect, but first let us understand what corruption is. It might have different varying definitions based on a person, but to me this is where someone who has been entrusted by public office abuses it for personal gain. On 28th January this year, 20 billion that was allocated for SHA could not be accounted for. 11 billion in SHA went missing. We had someone called Harun Liluma, who has previous records of fraud, who is implicated in the same. And then in the same SHA, we are facing what we call Kenyan Minnesota series. Because 95% of those people that the DPP is trying to prosecute have hospitals that are largely linked to directors who have been in SHA or people who work at the Ministry of Health. So you find a nursing home that is not there being allocated too much money. We have a hospital called London here in Pangani. It is very outrageous that that hospital performs very many surgeries compared to what Kenyatta does. I'm talking about the 28th. You can, if I check my records here, 2.44 billion was spent on unconstitutional offices. Looking at that and now, the president was allocated 10 billion. Roughly, no, it's 7, almost to 8 billion on his budget. But it is shocking that another 2 billion is being requested when we cannot directly account for what has been given there. So corruption, it's a systemic thing that has been there. That's why when we are doing this discussion, as we seek for good governance and a betterment of our economy, we should narrow down to how this thing came. 2012, when Baba was vying, Baba was telling people that as you do your voting, ensure that you vote in such a manner that we will not go back to the gains we have made towards economic liberation. So we also need to look at this, and even as I pass down the mark, when we come back, let us get time to explain how the scandals have been.
Before hata nipitishe mic, umesema pale kwa voting ndo kuna issue sometimes. Yes, kuna issue, lakini kama kwa nominations, party nominations zenyewe, tickets zinapeana kwa wale wenye wako na kakitu. Wanaangalia huyo anaweza tusaidia kwa chama. Akipeana do kidogo, hiyo anapatiwa certificate ya kuvai. Kama au wenye wako kwa system already, wako hivyo, how are we going to fix it kwa elections?
It has been made that way because you see, when you are deprived of money as a citizen, you will be forced. Unasikia youths, I'll give you an example of bunge la mwananchi. And I'll give you a case that happened yesterday. You have seen there's a character called Omoshwa now. He shouts too much about two-term without specifically something that he can mention. Because last week and the other week he was not given money. He has now started mentioning individuals who don't give them money. You see? So these people deprive the citizens of money so that it makes you dependent to them. It's like when I deprive you food, you'll beg me so that I give you food you eat. So
umetaja Omoshwa na watu certify kama ni kweli alipatiwa pesa, ni maneno yako hiyo. Nikuje kwa kiongozi hapa, Anthony Murithi Mugwa, political strategist. Nikuulize pia wewe, how do we fix corruption?
You've asked me a very good question. We've identified the problems. We know the numbers. The only way we fix corruption is if we start leading. Now, we must get to the point as young people to believe that we can lead. Umekuju, you've said that nomination papers. You know, I always ask myself, why do we as young people in this country shy away from saying that we can be president? Today as we speak here, last week, mulifanya show yenu ya kwanza, it was with Sifuna. Sifuna is the mean age of this country. Babu Wino is the mean age of this country. If their nomination papers are expensive, then we can form our own. That is what we birthed in June 2024. A Kenya shaped, formed, and ready to be birthed. As the youth of this country, we are saying freedom is coming in 2027. And it is not artificial. It is us saying that we can lead this country. And if you don't make room for us, we will build the house for ourselves. That is the belief. The only people who will change corruption in this country is not anyone else but me and him and the panel. The people who were the founding fathers of this country removed Jomo Kenyatta and James Geshoro. Tom Mboya wrote the economic plan of this country that was copied by Kibaki. His age was what, 28 years? Why can't we birth the Tom Mboya spirit again?
Safi. Mmepatiwa challenge. Wacha ni before ni kuje huko. Leo tunachanganya kote kote. Nianze na wewe hapa mbele kabisa. Tuambie unaitwa nani, alafu pia nikuulize swali yenye tumuuliza kila mtu tukianza. How do we fix corruption kulingana na wewe?
I am Gen Z Buddy, a teacher by profession, a political activist on social media. I just do some civic education and push the young people on participating to make changes political on matters that affect their country. How do we deal with corruption? One, I think corruption is a culture we've developed as a country, and it goes from bottom up. Ni sisi wote. Tukisema hata ni the leaders, but ni sisi wote. Because venye Wanjiko amesema, ukipeana hiyo chai, you're participating in corruption. It trickles down from the top down. So how do we deal with it? When you develop the culture, we deal with it that way. Start with yourself. Sema mimi sitaipeana chai, mimi sitailipana ndo mtoto wangu aingie shule fulani, mimi sitawahi hongana. It starts with you. But again, the leaders. I had Kenyans in 2022 akisema heri mwizi mwenye tunajua. So you knew what you were doing. You elected this person knowing ni mwizi mwenye mnajua. And the moment watchman anajua ule ni mwizi, hata yeye ataiba. The moment chief amejua, hata yeye ataiba. So it's a culture that we need to deal with as Kenyans. Take up that voters card. Wewe youth mwenye una kadi, chukua kadi, we deal with this problem. Asante sana.
Safi. Hapo nyuma Gen Z badi mwenye amebonga na Gen Z wenzake Vincent Akech. Tuulize pia wewe. Sai yes tunasema tunaangalia pale juu. Kuna levels za corruption. Kuna mwenye utapatia karau chwani. Alafu kuna yule pale juu mwenye hasa kuna audacity ya kuiba 11 billion bro za wagonjwa. Sawa, tunaangalia pale juu because ndo kuna mob, lakini hapa chini pia do you believe that ni kitu inafaa ianzie pale chini? Wewe Mkenya wakaida ujiambie stay piana hongo na pia pale kwa family setup.
Well, first I want to thank the whole panel when you're hapa, everybody. And I think the simplest way to deal with corruption is to deal with corruption. Very simple. We don't need a lot of mathematics, science around it. Let's hang someone.
Unasema pia wewe unaungana na Wajakoya that they should be hanged upside down.
Let's hang them as soon as after this show.
Ukishajulikana tu hivi.
Let's do it because you see, Talanta Stadium, we want to rename it after Raila Amolo Odinga. I'm sure in the grave where he is, he doesn't want to be named after that stadium. Let's name it after Waititu
International Stadium.
Let's name it after Waititu. Let's name it after John Waluhe. I know they might go to court after this, but we don't care about it. Yeah, let's deal with it. Let's say that anybody who contributes to corruption in a way or another, let's deal with it. Because if we don't, school children will continue lacking school fees. Books, hospitals will continue lacking medicine. Our roads will continue to lack, to be finished. You see, they say that the Constitution says in Article 129, and it gives the Auditor General the mandate to give us reports every year. I mean, corruption in Kenya is so predictable that the Auditor General can even pre-write next year's report. Ashajua we will lose money in SHA. She already knows. I mean, we're going to lose money on our roads. I mean, it's crazy.
So ni kitu yenye wanajua.
They know it.
Alafu hiyo issue ya 11 billion huku kwa Talanta, 11 billion pia kwa SHA.
The whole issue is, I mean, she presents it to the parliament. Then wanaipeleka kwa parliamentary accounts committee. Huko sasa ndio kizungu mingi. That is not helping the country. Let us get the perpetrators, the people who stole that money. Let's bring them to Uhuru Park. Let's get the stones. Na hatutoroki kawaida. Let us stone them. Let us get them killed in front of everybody. Exactly. Why are we even sitting here debating about it? We know them. We know who supplied this. I mean, this it's crazy, man.
Gen Z bado amesema tukishatoka Uhuru Park, after kumstone tunaingia Serena. Sawa. Sophie hapo nyuma. Ni kweli tunasema that they should be hanged as one of the nini, lakini sahi sheria ya Kenya wakisha make arrest ama EACC kisha make arrest, kuna polisi mara tena process ndefu hadi DCI tena ipeleke kwa court of law. In the end hiyo process yote unapata kuna some evidence yenye itamisa hapo katikati, na ikielekea mwisho unapata unasikia hakuna kesi. Like we've seen it multiple times after police make arrest, menda EACC, DCI ishaingia kwa koti, hakuna evidence. Do you think that imefika point tunafaa pia tuangalie sheria za Kenya to change constitution mahali to fix vipengele fulani zenye kama ni one body yenye itakuwa na deal na corruption kweni hiyo peke yake ina make arrests na pia ina prosecute.
Thank you so much. First of all, the constitution should not be touched. The constitution should remain as it is, because that constitution has never been implemented in totality. For instance, EACC is not even independent. ODPP is not independent. IPOA is not independent. Independent offices in this country are not independent. Number two, the constitution already provides solutions for us as citizens. Article 37, we can activate Article 37 and make this country ungovernable. We have done it before and we can do it again. We have the most corrupt person in the world leading this country. Mount Kenya region, I want to call you out because I come from Mount Kenya region. We have a very high affinity for corrupt leaders. We're the ones who give them a home. We give them a bed. Wanakaa kama kunguni. Unalala tu hapo na kunguni, inakukula tu, inanona, lakini wewe ndio unaifeed, lakini inakuumiza. Asubuhi unaamka unashinda ukiwa umejikuna. Angalia wa Muthende, alipeleka scrap metal KNH, sahi alielektiwa juzi. Angalia Waiguru, NYS scandal, yeye ni governor, leo anasema anataka kuingia Senate. Mithika Linturi alitupatia pupu na stones kama fertilizer, sahi anasema anataka kukua governor. Angalia Moses Kuria, alituletea skari iko na mercury, alituletea fake edible oils, sahi anasema tena anataka kuwa Alice Ng'ang'a, anataka tena do I need to go on? No, the problem is us the citizens, and we are our own solution. So we need to wake up and make this country ungovernable. How? Institutions, walimu, kuna ghost schools, hamlipwi vizuri lakini kuna ghost schools. Kuna ghost hospitals, madaktari hamlipwi, SHA inaibiwa, hamlipwi, like seriously.
Sawa Sophie. Kwa mwenye tutazama, hayo ni maoni ya wageni wa Gen Z Manifesto. Si maoni ya K24, si maoni ya Kameme, si maoni ya Media Max, si maoni ya Majibu Kisao. Ni yao. Wacha niweke disclaimer. Haya, pia nikuje kwako pia wewe. Sawa, umesema wananchi pia tunafaa tujiangalie sisi wenyewe, that ikuwe ni ya personal responsibility, that unajiambia mwenyewe sitaibia mtu na sitaipeana hongo. Wewe utasemaje?
Hi everyone, my name is Mwanasiti. First of all, pia sisi tuna shida. For sure hata tukitaka kwenda kupata passport tunapeana hongo behind ati tuletewe siku moja.
So shepeana hongo wewe.
Mimi bado sijapeana hongo. For sure, let me tell you something. Siwezi na sitafanya. Umesikiza? And as like sometimes mimi nilishangaa. Sisi wengine tunashikwagwa kwa koti, tunaambiwa tunataka bond ya 100,000. Hatuwezi plead, lakini former governor wa Itito alipatiwa cash bail. Na akaplead ati hiyo ni mob. Na ameiba pesa mob, ati anataka ipunguzwe. Na akasikizwa na loan akapunguziwa.
Ni bora hajakuwa certified kama alikuwa ameiba.
No, aliiba. Tusiwezi kuwa kwa koti kama hajaiba na nini.
Again, nimesema ni maoni ya watu wa Gen Z Manifesto.
Usishtuke, ni maoni yetu, but aliiba. Si ndio? But at this sense, sisi as like gava kila siku inaiva. Hata sasa hii nani amesema kumepotea 1.3 trillion kwa e-citizen. Nobody is complaining. The doctors are not paid yet as a function. Pia madaktari wanabo cause kila siku wanasema maandamano. Wanafaa kuwa wamefunga hizo hosi, kila mtu atoke kwa hiyo hosi ndio waonekane they are serious with this thing. Kuna ghost schools, walimu bado wanalipwa 17,000. Na ati MP ule ulimfundisha analipwa 100 and above. And you are so comfortable. Say everything is being stolen in this country. If you say as like pia say tunaongea, tunaweza kwa tunatoka hapo nje kuna Subaru labda inatungojea juu tumewataja majina ati watatuua. We live once. Saidi hapa ule nini wa Supreme wa Iran yuko na alikuwa Supreme. So pia sisi tunaweza toka hapa na tukadai anything can happen to us. But we don't fear, but corrupt people must be hung, from our top leaders to the lowest person. Wote wanafaa tu kuwa hang. Hakuna tunawahurumia. That is the only.
Lazima mkisha hang tu moja hivi au wengine kuisha. Aya, pitisha mic hapo mbele alafu pia anze kujipanga ni kuja hapa mbele pia nikuulize. Kwanza jintroduce alafu pia utuambie yes tunasema tusiwahi elect viongozi wenye washaikuwa na hizi corruption cases before. Lakini kama nimekuwa na kesi ya corruption alafu a court of law in Kenya it can clear of all the charges, utaki nivai wewe?
Unajua, the biggest problem is EACC cannot prosecute. So if they're, like, the point is there's such a high burden of proof for corruption. And the problem with that is you have so many people in the middle that if they have stolen like 3 billion, what is giving 2 million to everyone in the middle and getting them free of those charges? So you present corrupt people to a corrupt system to prosecute them. Really? It's not gonna work. But I think, hata sasa sisi Gen Zs, the reason sisi tutapatiana hongo ni juu tumezoea system will not work. But guys, oneni hii mwaka sasa, because campaigns ni zinaanza hii mwaka na elections ni next year, all of a sudden now they are clever. All of a sudden there's free secondary education in some constituencies. All of a sudden now there are bursaries and lunch. All of a sudden they are now clever. And all of a sudden now systems are beginning to work. The point is very simple. The systems can work throughout the 5 years. And nisisi, we kama Gen Z na hauna kura. So sasa, for example, what are you doing? Mbona uko kwa nyumba na hauna kura?
Mbona hadi unawatch Z Manifesto na una kura?
Wewe uko corrupt. Wewe uko corrupt.
Asema pia uko corrupt.
Hiyo ni corruption. Exactly. So tuchukue kura and the political system. Don't expect handouts. Juu unataka hiyo pesa yenye amekupatia handouts imetoka wapi hizo mabilioni? See, of course anaenda sasa kukuibia ndio arudishe hizo pesa zake. Kwani ni charity? Kai.
Ndio hapo sasa ashasema yake ikamtoka. Wewe kama ni Gen Z na una kura maze, shame on you. Ama tuambie aje. Hiyo pia ni corruption. Nitakuja huko sahi, lakini pia Fidel nikuulize. Yes, wamesema tusiwe elect leaders wenye wako na hizi criminal offenses. Lakini kama ni imekuwa cleared pia na court of law. Ama ni point gani tuta differentiate like ile kesi ni legit, because pia tumeona kuna viongozi wenye the moment amenda against gava cases zinamwandama.
As Ayala said that in times of universal deceit, saying the truth is a revolutionary act. I will be lying to citizens who are watching this show by saying that the judiciary is free, because as the panel has just said, we have very corrupt individuals. Like, we'll talk of the Anwai Guru case, but that's too far. Let's talk of the fertilizer thing of Mythical Inturi. Right now, Mythical Inturi is Angel Gabriel in the opposition, but previously we had a case whereby, as a CS, you know, your work is administrative and management. You're supposed to be looking at how the ministry runs. You look at how the systems check, but Mythica presents to you fertilizer in terms of stones, but he's just acquitted. And there is something that happens. There's one time in one of the media stations seated with Runyenje's MP, and he was telling us, like, on live TV, that these people you see in opposition that jump ship when things become messy are the same cartels in these things. But let us now measure the facts. I'll start with a bit of the previous regime, and then we talk about the regimes in terms of scandal. Let's talk of something like the SGR scandal. It was supposed to cost 300 billion. Towards when financing was almost there, the government ballooned it to 450 billion. The government in this country during the Uhuru regime gave a compensation of over 200 billion. And then further, they went to China Exim Bank, and borrowed another clean 450 billion to finance the SGR project. This money was taken to a Dubai company, to a Hong Kong company which has shares in with a company linked in Dubai. If you look at the trail, let me read for you the company.
Na evidence kwa karatasi.
Yeah, so
like literally.
I want to read to you so that you see how government steals your money. The company that is doing expressway is called Moja Expressway. So this is how the money flows. They get the money from China, and the China money is linked to Mountain Hill Global Investment, which is a shareholder now to this Moja.
Again, ni maoni yao.
No, you can go and check.
Hatuja certify.
You can go and check. Now let me read to you how these companies are owned. And then you look at the president at the time and the 3 people who are connected to the family. You just wait. Let us give the facts. Let me just mention this. Let me just mention this.
Malizia.
So we have
kiongozi pia anafaa ongee.
We have Enke, which is a shareholder in Mountain Hill Global Investment. And then Enke Holdings owns Enke Investment. We have Gishea, which owns Gishea Investments. And then it rolls down to a corporation called Goodman Trust Corporation. If you look at this Goodman, let me just finish. If you look at this Goodman Trust Corporation, it is owned, the directors are Ngina Kenyatta, Margaret Kenyatta, and Noah Kenyatta. No, don't wait. We must mention these facts so that we bring this change.
Ni facts na mention.
And then let me mention the Talanta one. The 11
Talanta.
Let me mention it. Let me mention it. In 30 seconds. I will be as short as a miniskirt, but
Talanta 30 seconds.
But I'll be long enough to cover the essential things.
Talanta 30 seconds.
Let us do this. Talanta is costing 44.79 billion. It has been done by a company called Lindsay Financial Company Limited. If I borrow from you 4 shillings, how do I pay 14 bob? But then, do we say that 11 billion has been stolen? For a stadium that is costing 44.7 billion, we are going to repay a loan of 149 billion. Remember that from the sports fund, which is not even nurturing talent in the country, we are going to repay the loan each month by giving out 500 million at an interest rate of 15.04%. That is 6.7 billion. So tell me how we are going to help this country. We are speaking about SHA. 95% of the people who are doing this thing are replicating what we are seeing in Minnesota. We must mention this thing. We lost 10 billion to Huduma Namba. We lost, I can mention many.
Doni mingi zimepotea, lakini tukuje kwako pia. Kama hao viongozi wenye tunawataja hao ndio wanakuwa acquainted pia na course of law, tutaanzia wapi?
Unajua mimi nitarudi tu pale nilisema the first place. Itabidi sisi vijana tujue venye tutatoka kwa menu tuende kwa kitchen. Kujua hizi facts is very good. Unaona, let me give you 2 scenarios. Sasa tuna privatize Kenya Pipeline na tuna privatize tunauza stake ya Safaricom to Vodafone. Kama mulisikiza ile committee ya budget, they said hiyo pesa yote haitaenda kwa consolidated fund. Okay? Then we must ask ourselves, to establish consolidated fund for what purposes? It was to be able to track money. So usiwezi kaa chini kama head wa budget kwa parliament useme the reason tutaki pesa in the consolidated fund ni juu tutaki ilipe mishahara, tunataka iende kwa infrastructure. Rudi nyuma ukumbuke tuko na housing levy. Housing levy as we speak imecollect 120 billion. Imedeliver 3,370 units. Why don't we just rename housing levy to infrastructure levy? Why? Because hii levy inakatwa kila mwezi kwa kila mfanyikazi na mwajiri anatop up. Okay? So hakuna haja tukue na funds twingi tuko nje yenye Auditor General hiziona. So Kenya imefika place we marinate corruption. Tuko na corruption ina happen na tunapanga when my friend here said tuko na corruption ina then tunapanga corruption ya next month. Kwa nini hii pesa ya IPO hizi mbili ikainza ya consolidated fund? Auditor General ataweza kutrack hii doaje. The solution to these things are simple. If you are the doctor, if the Gen Z si tunakubali sisi ndio tumediagnose hii ugonjwa ya corruption, the only people who can remove this tumor must be us. Sasa tufike place tuache kufinger point. Huyu ajitume anataka kuwa MP, mimi nijitume nataka kuwa president, Sofia ajitume anataka kuwa vice president wangu, tupeleke hii Kenya mbele na Gen Z badi hapa. Huyu naye nimfanye minister ama CS of treasury. Na hii isonge mbele. Lazima ifike mahali as young people tujiamini tunezoongoza. Kama tuko na uerevu ya kusoma katiba, kama tuko na uerevu ya kusoma finance bill, kama tuko na uerevu ya kufuata paper trail mpaka Hong Kong, turudi tuirudishe Dubai, turudi tuilete Kenya. Lakini hatuwezi tengeneza paper trail ya kuokota kura, wewe uchukue ID, uende IBC, ukae hivi na kura yako 2027. Ukuje uchague Antoa kuwe president na huyu naye ni mfanye opposition ndio ni kipinche.
Tutarudi tumalizie. Na pia vile nataka kuongea.
Let me do this in brief.
Wacha kwanza tupate feedback because kuna wengine wana watch pia na feedback ni nyingi kabisa online. Tumuuliza swali, tunafixaje corruption kama Mbogi? Tunafixaje corruption kama Mbogi? Haya, acha tuone wenye wanatuwatch wanasemaje. Kuna Jose anasema we go China way, death sentence, but before that we recover everything. Haya, asante Jose. Mwingine anaitwa Inziani from Buruburu anasema we end corruption by electing young radical leaders only. Old leaders have enough experience in stealing and connection in course of law. That's Inziani. Kuna Steve Ngure from Gatundu South anasema hey, naona kama hii serikali ufisadi ndio mingi juu ile pesa yote president anatuanga kwa kanisa imepita mshahara yake kwanza. Na kuna ukweli. Papichulo wa Doni anasema we just drain the swamp. Hiyo ni 1. 2, tukuwe na youth wenye wanafikiria the same as today's leaders. And number 3, we jail them for life. Anasema instead ya kuwahang, tunawa jail for life. Huyu hataki kujulikana, anasema number 1, refuse to pay bribes, and number 2, vote wisely. Number 3, demand accountability, and number 4, use community forum to question leaders. Aya, Bernard Otieno from Homa Bay anasema actually corruption will completely mutilate the Gen Z. I am a student of criminology. Let me follow viongozi on how to curb this pandemic. Aya, endelea kutuma feedback, tutakuwa tunazisoma hapa live on K24 TV and Kameme. Tunaenda break, tukirudi tunaendelea na conversation on corruption.
True understanding requires more than a headline. The People Daily app delivers our trusted in-depth journalism directly to you. Get comprehensive reporting, insightful political analyses and special features optimized for your life on the go. Get the stories that deserve your attention wherever you are. The People Daily app. News that moves with you.
Urimi niguo munyiginyigi wa gukura gwa bũrũri wa Kenya, ũkĩnyita itemi rĩnene harĩ ũtonga waguo. Na korwo ũrĩmi wakinyanĩrio na kĩo hatarĩ kũrora riũa, haha nĩho ciringi ĩkomete.
Mũrori wa Kameme TV, ĩno nĩ tabarĩra ya kayũ ka mũrĩmi harĩa tũgũthomithagia maingĩ megiĩ ũrĩmi na ũrĩithi na maũndũ matiganĩte. Ti mũgũnda waku na mahiũ maku nĩ magũkũhe gĩa kũrĩa na gĩa kũnyua na matigie kĩndũ mũhuko.
Kayũ ka mũrĩmi nĩ tabarĩra ĩrĩ kũgunaga we mwĩroreri harĩ gũkũrehera njĩra itiganĩte cia ũrĩmi wa kĩmerera na ũrĩmi wa kĩrĩu, harĩ ũrĩa ũngĩthondeka ũtonga kuma tĩri-inĩ o gĩcunjĩ gĩothe kĩa mũgũnda kĩrĩa ũngĩkorwo nakĩo.
Na twakinya gũkũ kabuti-inĩ check, kobokobo nĩ check, hatirĩ ũtanganja kana gĩtũmi kĩngĩgiria gũtarĩrie maingĩ megiĩ ũrĩmi wa mũthenya wa ũmũthĩ. Twarana nani.
Nyitanagĩra na Bataru wa Mwagĩro mũthenya wa gatatũ thaa 1:30 nginyagia thaa 2 cia hwaĩ-inĩ, akĩrika gũgũtarĩria maingĩ megiĩ ũrĩmi na umithio wa ciringi yaguo. Na haha to kũrĩma tu, nĩ kũrĩma gũkumia. Nĩ gũkũ gwa Kameme TV, mũthĩgi wa rũrĩrĩ.
Na kisha moja kwa moja mtazamaji, basi nakupeleka hapa basi hadi kwa upande wa Japana. Kati huo magaidi wakaanza kuchokoza jamaa fulani alikuwa gaidi ya Zunyuizi na familia yake. Wewe, kwa nini mnakaa kwa meza yetu? Kwa nini mnakuja kukaa kwa meza yetu? Sasa jamaa wetu Taigawon kuona hivyo akaumwa. Mwanzo hapa mtazamaji ni kwa restaurant, sio kwa nyanya yako. Hii ni restaurant. Mtu analetwa hapa na pesa zake. Haya! Kaona akiwa na umama, akamuita kamama. Kamama, pigwa shock. God of Thunder. Akachomoka biguni, akakuingilia. Moyo wake unanyonywa. Cheki venye na ambavyo jamaa anakaushwa. Na Hanzo Hasashi Rauda ako na machungu baya mbovu. Mtu nataka kuja kuuza uoga. Nakuja kuuzia nani uoga? Mimi ni mtu anawakilisha taifa mzima, alafu mtu anataka kuja kuuzia mimi uoga. Mabirenya kibisa. Aberu chwadi. Kanafurahia mwanzo firirida imewekwa. Wewe, kwanza kanasikia firirida ni ya Monyonyi. Kanasema mambo iko shwari kibisha. Nyitanagira na DJ Junior the Hindi kwambĩrĩria muthenya wa kiumia nginya aramithi ciahanda thaa 4 cia ũtukũ, nario muthenya wa Jumamothi nĩ ciahanda thaa 10 cia hwaĩ-inĩ.
Hihi wina kĩũria kana woni wĩgiĩ umemerekia wa Kameme TV, twandĩkĩre woni waku kũhĩtũkĩra Facebook @Kameme TV Kenya, X @Kameme TV Kenya, na twandĩkĩre email kũhĩtũkĩra info@mediamax.co.ke. Kameme TV, mũthĩgi wa rũrĩrĩ.
Welcome back. This is the Gen Z Manifesto. We are live on K24 TV and Kameme. Huku kumewaka moto. Turudi side sasa. Kiongozi, wendo, before turudi kwake kwanza, kuna viongozi wenye uliwataja. That's kuna Waiguru na kuna Mithika Linturi. They were both cleared. Kwa hiyo ni kesi ambayo hatuna ushahidi zaidi, lakini pia walikuwa cleared. So once someone amekuwa cleared, then kodi sheria inasema ni msafi. Haya. Na kama kuna kitu pia we must prove at the end of the day. Turudi side sasa. Huyu kiongozi ameingia sasa hajaongea. Tuambie jina lako, lakini pia wengine tuliouliza tukianza show. How do we fix corruption kama Gen Zs? Jina kwanza. Yes.
Thank you. My name is Joshua Kimani. I am a professional. It is a pleasure to be here and want to witness that young people cannot be
Kidogo naambua hawapati sauti yako, to exchange microphone kidogo. Kiongozi msaidie na yako. Aya, anza sasa jina alafu tuambie how do you fix corruption kama Gen Zs.
Yes, thank you. So my name is Joshua Kimani. I am a lawyer by profession. It's a pleasure to be here to witness that we as young people cannot be silenced. Because we are the people who are most affected by corruption. Whenever corruption happens, it is a big impediment to our futures as young people. But also at the same time, we must avoid the risk of sounding a bit comical and look at how we can actually address corruption in a realistic manner. So we chose a democracy. That is what we chose as a country. It is in the constitution very clearly. So when we say that we want to hang people whenever they commit corruption, it is not realistic because we are a country that is bound by the law that acts within the confines of the law. So if you ask me, how can we deal with corruption as a country? Number one, we need to invest in our institutions as a country. We have a very weak judiciary that is underfunded. So if we would focus on funding our judiciary properly, strengthening our institutions as a country, that is one way we can be able to lead, to deal with corruption in a very strategic way. So now, the second thing is that corruption is a we issue. Tuache kuiframe ni kama it's a them issue, the leaders who are there. Because every 5 years, we have an opportunity to renew our social contract. But what do? We choose the most corrupt. I remember we had a debate the last time I was here, and I said that Kenyans are going to choose the most corrupt leaders. I mean, I've been vindicated. All the leaders who were chosen were the most corrupt.
Umeongea kama wakili, na ukisema that one of the reasons, ama solutions za kukab corruption kwa judiciary ni kuensure that wanapatiwa good funding. Do you think your funding your issue?
Yes, I think the funding is a big issue. Because one, we need to have more judges. Look at the court, like the anti-corruption court that we have. Matters take a lot of time. But if we were able to have more judges to deal decisively with matters, then we would have shorter time periods that matters last. And if eventually, we would be able to address that.
Kuna mtu ana disagree na wewe nyuma yako. Pitisha microphone nyuma yako kwa Vincent Akech. Ulikuwa unaongea anafanya hivi, anasema hapana. Do you think issue ni funding ama it's a personal problem?
You know, the Article 129, the Auditor General takes stock on how the funding that has been issued is used. The court in itself needs to tell us the fundings you've been given, what have you done with it? But the funding you've been given, what have you done with it? You say a lot has been done, yet we have thousands of cases still not unfinished. We have corruption cases which have been there. Those ones who are there, what have they done? What are they doing? You cannot ask us for more money, yet what you've been given, we don't have results. This is taxpayers' money, for heaven's sake. Show us results for what you've been given, then ask for more. Don't just be asking, and every time we have these issues with these guys, they always say we are underfunded every time. You received a budget last year. Who have you hanged? No one. Who have you prosecuted conclusively? Shah was last week. I'm sure those files you've not even opened them. Don't tell us about more money here, yet what you have is not used.
Kuna kiongozi hajaongea hii side.
It's not making
Kuna
sense.
kiongozi hajaongea. Tuambie jina na pia wewe tuambie your comments on this whole issue about corruption.
Good evening everyone and to the viewers watching us from all over. Naona mambo yamechemka hapa. So my name is Liki Duncan Ochola. I'm an independent leadership and governance devotee. I consider myself independent because I do not subscribe to the either side of any of the two sides of the current political formation. So I've listened through and it's exciting. But one thing comes out clearly, and I want to join the rest of us in expressing a collective disgust for corruption in this country. Now, I have listened through, and I would say this conclusively. I have two prescriptions for what I think would, cap this entire corruption thing. And that is a change of heart and a change of regime rather than a change of guard. Now, I do not know how many of us here are Catholics, but there is something, if you want to become a monk in the Benedictine order, it's called conversatio morum. It's a complete change of heart, a DNA transplant, so that your default instinct as a person becomes that which of doing the right thing, good mannerism. Now, the height of this change of heart came in this country in 2024. Now, we were hijacked in between, but the Gen Zs expressed only one thing, that it was time for us to go anti the establishment with a change of heart. Now, while we did not complete it for whatever happened in the political dynamics of this country, we have one chance in 2027 to do what I now call a change of regime. I said a change of regime rather than a change of guard. What we've been doing in this country over and over, every elective cycle, is to just change the monkeys within the same forest. So Uhuru comes and Ruto takes over. Same people, different interests, but they're the same people. So what I mean by a change of regime is a new person who has demonstrated in act and in passion that they have a short and bad, they have disgust for corruption, and that they can go against it. I do not see any of the political, but if there is any, there is only one person who has gone against the system, that is Maraga. So I take this opportunity to plead with us that if we want all of this to change, the rest of it, if we want political goodwill, all of this, we cannot claim constitution. I think it is Yash Palgai who called us a nation of good constitutions, but without constitutionalism. Because we have good laws. We have the Ethics and Anti-Corruption and Economic Rights Act. We have leadership and integrity. We have everything. So goodwill. So let's vote.
Sawa. Tukuje side nyingine pia. Ulikuwa na breakia down. Lakini tukitaja issue ya mambo ya nyota. Do you think pia issue ni sisi wananchi? Because ukiangalia CS Mbadi akiwa kwa Senate, aliulizwa na Sifuna wanatumia how much kwa hizo preparations za tense kila kitu kuset up hizo functions zote, how much do they actually spend kwa hizo, and how much do they give kwa the common mwananchi. Akasema kuna budget yenye kwa State House yenye inakuwa approved na parliament na hiyo ndio wanatumia. Do you think hapo kuna issue? Ni kama mimi nikuje na tunachangia mse school fees yenye 20,000, lakini ile tunatumia kuweka tent na kila kitu inakuwa ni 50,000. Does it really make sense? Like according to you?
Majibu, let me first do a rebuttal to my friend there by telling him that democracy in the African state is an illusion. It is touted to tell Africans that it will work while it cannot work. Capitalism is where the presidents and the governance, the leaders, the people we have as leaders in our country use public resources to enrich themselves. But going back to your question, Nyota is a fallacy, it won't work, it is a facade that I do not even believe. If at the point of inception when Njuguna was the CS, if at that time with the amount of advisors that the president had, the president would take a loan of 91.1 million euros from IDA, which is a World Bank lending, and then he added another grant there. How do you borrow money from World Bank, come and give money to youths, 22,000, that they will invest that money in a year, sustain themselves, and then when they are done, you will come back? I'll give you an example. You are saying a matter of tents. Were you not there when Kiarie, there is this comedian MP from Dagoretti, should be north, Dagoretti South, who positioned a 5 million tent to give bursaries of 3,000 each. So it is something that they have been molded to do. So on the matter of Nyota, 22,000 cannot really help you to do anything. And let me give this short example. A Kenyan youth is born into debt. If you are to establish a system that nurtures the youth, like Nyota Fund, like Nyota Fund, let's say, because they eventually get the money. Under Uhuru regime, we had KYEOP. Under Kibaki, we had, no, it's not a youth fund, it's called CDF something that we had there. If we are to establish Nyota Fund to work, why don't we put it? Because anytime we speak as youth, the president says we do not have solutions. We speak of problems, but we don't mention it. I've mentioned this a couple of times. There is no need of giving Majibu 22,000, yet Majibu does not have money to pay rent. Majibu cannot bathe. Majibu sleeps on treetops. Sometimes the worst case, like comrades, they sleep under bridges. They do not have this money. Why do we do this? In short, there's something that is
called,
leave alone kuinama, they're even dying. They are drowning in swimming pools. We have a system where we do something that is called pool-based or tool-based. Let me explain this in brief and pass the mic to my other panelist. Pool-based. If as we are here, we want to establish a system where we want to grow. If Gen Z buddy here has 22,000, I have 22,000, you have 22,000, and we come as a group and collect that money here, I am sure if you do your math here, we'll have raised more than 400 or 500,000. If you put this thing into the same basket and establish a business, how much will you raise? And if it's tool-based, if it's tool-based and it's happening in one of these counties, I don't want to mention so that you don't say that I'm beating drums for another person. You train people, give them tools to go and start their businesses when they have a shop. You see, why am I saying this? The pool-based has worked in different countries. The tool-based has worked also in different countries. So when we talk about 22,000, I really don't believe that the president, or if he's being advised, because we usually hear his people saying that he's the one who advises those who advises him. If it is really what is happening, then the president is wasting our money. It is like what he's doing is called political signaling. He's splashing money because, as I finish in 30 seconds, we are here when those people who engage in TikTok here, you will bear me witness when people say that walipatiwa pesa na rais wakaenda kutumia. You even had the president saying, nikikupatia pesa usiende kupiga sherehe. Meaning you have mental stress issues and you are being given money, you won't even start a business, you'll pay rent. So where are you going to invest?
Nikuje kwa Anthony sasa before nikuje side nyingine. Umetaja issue ya deni na nikiangalia Kenya's outstanding debt ya IMF iko 520 billion. And this places Kenya 7th globally among all IMF borrowers by size of outstanding loans. Mbona ya IMF inaendelea kupatia Kenya do despite so much evidence of corruption, according to you?
You've asked a very good question because of the interest rate. If you remember, when we brought Kibaki into power, one of the top 5 agendas Kibaki had was to remove Kenya from the IMF loans book, which he did. That was the only time we almost had a balanced budget. When Ruto was campaigning, and it is on clips, he said, and I'll quote him, "These people don't understand the damage they are doing to our economy by over-borrowing and borrowing every day." So when Ruto he came in with the promise to reduce borrowing and spur the local economy. And that is why he campaigned. He, instead of using complex English and saying we are going to spur the local economy, he said tunataka kuinua mama mboga, because that is the bottom economy. Today, as we speak, the biggest problem the president and the government is facing is traceability and results. So tulianza na hustler fund. We could tell what we've given out, but we couldn't trace where that money is, and we couldn't show the results of what that money did. Now we've come now to Nyota, and you asked a question, how does it make sense? Now, the State House Comptroller was in Parliament the other day, and he said a state function cost 124 million. That's $1 million, okay? And that is someone asked, does the president have to go and launch each of these Nyota funds? Yet you have a minister who has this docket. So if we want to change this country as young people, we must come and say the solutions we are prescribing here, sisi kama Gen Z, we are the only ones who can implement them. Lazima tujiamini. Na hiyo Kenya tunaota. Nataka nitaongea na Kiswahili. Nataka youth wajue kitu moja na Gen Z wajue kitu moja. Ruto anaishi kwa ile Kenya yeye aliota. He is living his dream. If you want to live your dream, build your own country by voting yourselves into positions of power. He did not take this thing, we gave it to him. If we don't believe in ourselves as young people to take it from him, my good friends, you are in the studio, those who are at home, those who are in the globe, power is not, it's taken. It's the high time we become takers. And say, if you elect us to the presidency, okay, that when we form government, this president will take an oath to the people, not to individuals. Today, if you ask parliamentarians wanasema, hapana lazima tusimame na chama. We have a function, you know, one political party is here saying tunataka power. Hawasemi tunataka maendeleo ya mwananchi, wanataka power for themselves. The same minister who was castigating empowerment programs, when he became part of the system of empowerment, today he can give 2 million shillings as a function. Before ungeona alikuwa anakuambia sina pesa, I am a maumau, mimi sinanga pesa. You know, the young people, this thing of saying and identifying the problem, we must now start thinking of how do we cure. And I'll repeat again, the president and his people and everyone in UDA and everyone in ODM are living their dream. If you want to live your dream, go out there, vote for young people who are articulate, who know what they want to do. And finally, 15 seconds. 15 seconds. To answer my colleague here, he said that the reason judges are not being able to solve or give favorable judgments is because of funding. Your salary and your ability to give legal and fair judgment, there's nowhere they meet. Because giving fair judgment is a moral issue. It is not a financial issue. And the reason the public wage bill in this country has grown is because every 3 arms of government have always been saying we are underfunded. So, but we increase their salaries, but every time we increase their salaries, their performance lowers. We need to stop thinking that every problem is a funding issue. There's nowhere legal judgment is captured to your salary.
Safi, nikuje side nyingine pia, nianze na wewe Gen Z Buddy. Na shout out to all Gen Zs wenye wanajitokeza online to point out some of these issues, kwanza pale TikTok. Lakini pia kuna issue, in every graft case lazima kuna whistleblower mwenye amejitokeza kusema hapa kuna this and this. Na mostly inakuwa ni a low ranking public official who is vulnerable and needs protection. How do we ensure protection of such people?
Thank you again for the opportunity. I want to say this thing before we continue. Meritocracy. Hiyo nilitumiwa na watu wengi sana kwa DM wakiniambia ukienda huko make sure you mention meritocracy. What is meritocracy? It's giving people positions and power according to merit. We've seen in this regime, watu wanapatiwa positions kama zawadi. Ati you've been so loyal to me, shika hii ministry. That's how you end up with a CS of youth who is 56 years old. Mtu wako 56 years old anafaa niongelele mimi. Mtu mwenye lejana na ujana 25 years hata kumbuki moshi yake ikipita ilikuwa kala gani. Huo ndo anafaa niongelele mimi. We see a CS so audacious at you lose 11 billion.
Na kuna director hapa MC anasema tuko na youth leader pia.
Imagine a Gen Z.
Nasema tuweke power.
How can you be? No.
Eh.
It's so you get a CS at so audacious. You lose 11 billion. You are told, unajua ungekuwa China ungenyongo, anauliza why? Why? You joke with public funds na unauliza why? Please choose who you empower very wisely. Angalia the person you are empowering. Angalia the leader. Again, go for these positions. Go for this. I met I won't mention the name, but a very powerful man in this country. Nakatuambia, you push us. Unatuambia wewe endea president. Wewe endea senator. Ni sawa nimeacha hii kiti, nimeachia nani? Nimeenda huko juu, nimeachia nani hii kiti? If you don't come for it, who am I leaving it for? So young people, please, it is your time. You are the leaders of today. You are not the leaders of tomorrow.
Sawa.
Asante sana.
Birisha hapo nyuma. Akech, 30 seconds. Briefly tu, nataka unijibia whistleblowers because wanahitaji protection. Na wengi mwingine mtaja DCI na masubaru zao. Wanasema zilisha lakini bado ziko.
You know, before niende hapo, I think our viewers back at home, you are seeing the entire of this panel. These are all young people. They are willing to lead you. I urge you, these are the right leaders to choose. For as many as this opinion say aye, the ayes have it. The biggest form of corruption in this country is an older man calling himself a youth leader. That's the highest form of corruption tunaona kwa hii nchi.
Birisha make nyuma yako. Na mbona kuna dakika kidogo sana.
Kujibu tu ya mwisho.
Ya mwisho.
I won't take
10 seconds.
How do we ensure that those people who talk about these things are safe? You know, in the early years, kulikuwa na slavery. And there comes a generation that must sacrifice for everybody else. Thank you.
Sawa. Birisha make hapo nyuma. Alafu pia niongee na wewe kidogo because nyinyi wote mnaambia vijana nyinyi ndio solution wachukue kura. Your final message. Wewe alafu pia atuambie. Yes.
Okay, in my 30 seconds, we have to really reshape the political process works. You cannot expect me as a youth, mimi sina hiyo kazi inanipatia mabilioni, nikuje campaigns, nikupatie t-shirt, nikupatie pesa, nikupatie ya uji ya usiku. And then you still like, okay, first of all, when the IBC gives a budget of not more than 4 billion, in the first place where that 4 billion supposed to come from for a campaign, it is antithetical because it means that you have to have been corrupt for you to win political power. That means that wenye washaiba na wenye wako na pesa za kuwaibia ndio mnaenda kuwapatia those positions. It's like sasa mumesema wenye wanafaa wa lead, you are expecting handouts, you're expecting all of these kinds of things. You are enabling the people who stole from you to get those seats and continue to protect themselves.
Safi. Hapo nyuma ongelesha Gen Zs. Atumia kamera gani director? Aya, ongelesha Gen Zs.
Thank you so much. Let me first start by saying, don't come at me by saying hanging a person who is corrupt, it's ethical. Yes, don't hang them, because where are we going to get time to start hanging them? What we should do, listen, what we should do as Gen Zs ni tutoke venye tulikata finance bill, tuende tuseme these independent bodies like AACC, that is Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, zinafaa kuwa independent, okay? Zinafaa kupewa power ya kuprosecute these people. Another thing is protecting these whistleblowers. You asked a very good question. How do you protect these whistleblowers? I remember some time back, when you are telling something about the government on TV, walikuwa wanakuweka blurface, and also they alter your voice, and they make sure when they are coming to you, it's only one person or two people, the cameraman and the journalist himself, ndio wamekuja kuku interview about the particular corruption case that you know. So another thing is to digitize this, everything that is happening, so as to speak for transparency. As in Wakenya wanaona hii pesa ilienda hapa, tumeweza ku accountable for that 10 billion shillings ya sports, 11 billion shillings ya SHA. Thank you.
Safi. Naomba tumalize mazee. imeisha, hatuna time. Na bwana director, we don't have time sahi, lakini niseme asanteni sana kwanza kwa my panelists Fidel Ongoya, kuna bwana Anthony hapa for your time na pia to enlighten about this whole issue about corruption. Kwa mbogi yangu hii side nyingine pia niseme asanteni sana. Leo imekuwa noma on corruption. I hope pia pale nyumbani you've learned a lot on what you are actually supposed to do to curb corruption pale home. Na wamesema inaanza na wewe na ingine Gen Zs mnaambiwa mchukue kura. Kuna wenye wamesema wenye hajachukua kura pia wao they are very corrupt. Wewe kama hujachukua kura kama Gen Z na una watch hisho, hata usirudi hapa next Tuesday, enda uchukue kura kwanza alafu kuja utu watch. We were live on K24 TV and Kameme hadi next Tuesday, same place, same time. Naitwa Majibu Kisao. Mmepata majibu. Tuonane next week.